Hey everyone, today we're going to be making roasted vegetables. This is one of the easiest things you can do in your kitchen, and it always produces a really great result. We're going to start with some Brussels sprouts. You're going to take each one and cut off any of the woody bits that are still left at the end. Then you're going to cut each one in half. Brussels sprouts are basically tiny cabbages, which means they're really dense. So cutting them in half maximizes the surface area and will help them to get brown and tasty in the oven. The next thing we're going to consider are the sweet potatoes. We'll start by peeling it. Then we're going to cut it in half. Sweet potatoes can be really hard, so if you're short like me, you may need to get creative to get enough leverage to cut it. Once it's been cut in half, you're going to cut it in half again, and then chop it into even-sized pieces. If you need extra leverage, you can use a flat hand over the top of your knife to keep everything nice and tight. The third and final vegetable we're going to be talking about today is eggplant. You're going to start by cutting off the stem end, so the green part, and then cut the eggplant in half lengthwise. Then, in the similar way that you cut the sweet potato, you're going to cut it in half again, and then into pieces of approximately equal size. When you get to the narrow end, cut the pieces slightly thicker than you did at the thick end to make sure that everything ends up being about the same volume. Next, we're going to put everything into a plastic bag. If you don't have one or you don't want to use one, you can also do this in a large mixing bowl, but things might get a little bit messy. Once everything is in the bag, you're going to start adding spices. In this one, I'm doing a really large pinch of salt, enough black pepper to make my arm get tired, some garlic powder, and onion powder. Vegetables love the flavors that come from spice blends and seasonings. So what you want to do is think about what you're going to be eating these vegetables with, and make sure your flavors are in harmony with that. Once all your dry seasonings are in the bag, give it a good shake to get everything distributed, and then add a couple big glugs of a neutral oil and shake again. Neutral oils are things like vegetable oil, canola oil, or grapeseed oil. They have a high smoke point that will stand up to roasting temperatures in the oven, and they don't carry a distinctive flavor of their own. Once everything is well distributed, spread it all out on a sheet pan, getting everything more or less on one level. Then you're going to roast in your oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for 35 to 45 minutes. Every 15 minutes or so, take the pan out and give everything on it a good toss. You'll know everything is done cooking when the Brussels sprouts have taken on a rich brown color and the sweet potatoes and eggplant have become soft and fragrant. This technique is really adaptable. You can mix up the vegetables and the seasonings to create a perfect side dish for just about any meal. You can also do this with softer vegetables like peppers or asparagus or mushrooms, but you should probably decrease the amount of time that you cook it to make sure that they don't get burnt. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and then put a comment down below saying what type of cooking technique you want to learn next.